Blessed be. Welcome to the Circle of Heka. I'm Lady Amaris. Now, it's been a little while since I've done one of these videos, but I thought I would just share a couple of my experiences that I've had with the other side. There's been a few instances where I've had to kind of talk about this, so I thought, well, that must be a sign that maybe make a video out of it. So this is a couple of my my brushes with the spirit world, let's say. So first one, okay. When I was younger, we lived in a house. Funnily enough, and so it was my brother, myself, and my mum. And this house was it was an older style house, and we moved in. And once we settled in and moved in, we noticed most of the time that certain things would turn on and off, unexplainably. Like the kettle would turn on, and no one would be in the room. No one would have turned on the kettle, and just various other little things. Things would move. Things wouldn't be in the place that they were. But one time I was in my room, and my room kind of was right next to my mother's room, and the doors kind of connected. If that makes any sense, you had kind of one door here and another door here, so they were close to each other. And I was in my room, and I was looking in the mirror, and when I looked in the mirror, I could see out my door and into my mother's bedroom door. So just brushing my hair, doing whatnot, I can't even remember what it was, and I saw a figure of a woman walking into my mother's room, and I thought it was my mum. So I turned around, walked into the bedroom, and no one was there. And I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. So I walked into the kitchen, and there's my mum in the kitchen. And I said, did you just walk into your bedroom? And she said, no. And it was all a little bit odd. Later on, found out that the woman that lived in the house before us had actually died. She was burnt quite badly. She was very, very old, but she was burnt quite badly, and had to be taken to hospital, and then subsequently died, which was really, really sad. And there was nothing sinister, or there was nothing sad about any of the feelings that were in the house. But after finding that out, I was at home by myself, and I was reading a book next to the bookcase, which was next to my side, and the kettle turned on, and I'd been sitting there for quite a while reading a book, so there wasn't any chance of me turning on the kettle and forgetting about it and it coming back on again. So I kind of called out, is anyone there? If you're there, if you're the spirit lady, let me know. And me as young and I say maybe a bit foolhardy, I suppose, at the time, asked, give me a sign, and a book fell off the bookcase right next to me and scared the living shit out of me. And I just didn't say anything after that. I thought, oh, okay. But after a while, I think she kind of, I can't remember exactly, but I think I would speak to her and just say that she was she was staying here, and she should go and find her family and find a little bit of peace. Don't hang around here. We're okay. And eventually the kettle stopped coming on, and various other feelings and whatnot stopped happening within the house, and so in my mind I feel that she had eventually had moved on. So there's number one. Number two, this one's so that was kind of primary school years. This one was more after high school, coming into what the Americans would call college years or university years. And a friend of mine was moving into a share house, so I helped her move. And so I spent, because she was a little bit, not too sure bit about moving into a share house, so I stayed the night in the room with her. So she was on a bed and I was on a mattress on the floor. And so it was, it was fine. I was trying to fall asleep, and all of a sudden I felt like someone was right next to my face, like looking, when someone gets right up to your face, even when you put your hand there and you can close your eyes, you know that there's something there. So I opened up my eyes, and there was this old man looking at me, looking at my face, and I screamed. I thought, what the... Yeah. And so my friend jumps up, says, what's going on? It's like, there was some man looking at me. And then the people from the other share, people from the other share house, not the other share house, people from the share house in the other bedrooms came running in, like, what's going on? Because I literally thought there was some old man that was looking at me. And I said, yeah, there was this old dude who was looking at me. He scared me. And then they went, oh, yeah, we forgot to tell you that the room that you're in is actually haunted by an old dude. And it's like, thanks for that. But he was fine. I think once he realised that we weren't the normal young whippersnappers, then she didn't seem to have any problems, and I didn't really see him a lot after that. Not that I spent that many nights over there, but quite quite scary, quite harrowing, and well, not that harrowing, but your heart starts to palpitate because of certain little like jump scares, not necessarily scary but startling. But it is quite funny that I said this is an old dude was looking at me, and then should have told you the place was haunted. Sometimes it's nice to have that little bit of a confirmation. Lastly, the one that comes to mind is quite recent in the home that I'm in now. There's lots of activity that goes on, but not to the point where people should be worried. It's more like I'm aware of energies kind of moving in and moving out. It's not anything that stays, and not anything that's sinister, really. Again, I was sitting in my boyfriend's office, working on the computer, and he had gone to bed, and so I was working away, and then there was a shadow of like a human shadow that came across the doorway, and I thought that it was him. So when I turned, there was no one there. And I thought, oh, that was weird. So I got up and had a look to see if he had actually just popped his head in, and he was fast asleep in bed. So I thought, oh, okay, interesting. Wasn't scared or anything, but just interesting. And then a couple of days later, I think, or it may have actually been that night, my boyfriend, who's quite psychic, he wouldn't admit it, but he is quite psychic, had a dream about a boy who had jumped the fence and was trying to get in. to the house, and he was like saying, no, you can't come in. And in the dream, I was saying, no, he's fine, he can come in. Let him in. He needs to do what he needs to do. So he let the guy in the dream into the house, and he the dream boy kind of walked to exactly where the shadow had come over, and was saying that he needed to get something. He needed to find what he had dropped and what he had left. So it was literally that spot that he was there, and then he disappeared. And I thought, oh, interesting. So yeah, sometimes spirits and things will need to kind of just finish off something that they need to do, or have a little bit of contact with the human kind. And so that it's kind of interesting. It's not really like super spooky, I suppose. I don't think I delivered it in a super spooky way. And then he was round the corner. No, because it's not. The experiences weren't really spooky and sinister. Some of them were a bit startling and but nothing that I felt afraid at any time with any of these experiences. And I think that's maybe the takeaway thing, is that learning the difference between maybe being startled by something. You can be startled by a bird, you can be startled by someone walking around the corner, and actually an actual fear, actually being afraid, actually being worried and for your safety, and that fear and that dread that can come over you sometimes if you happen to be in a certain area and you can feel that energy. So a lot of the times people will encounter ghosts or spirits and be startled and confuse that with being afraid. So maybe just learn to discern a little bit more about what your feelings are. Just because you're startled by something doesn't mean you're afraid of it. Doesn't mean that there's something that is sinister about it. It just means that you weren't paying attention, and all of a sudden, you are paying attention, and that can be startling. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was enlightening in some way, and maybe in the future I'll find some more stories to tell. Yeah, so hopefully I'll have a few more in the future for you. A lot of stories are never as I don't know, to me anyway, never as sexy and appealing as things that Hollywood can make up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and maybe have a few in the future. Ghost stories, number 1. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. Blessed be.
If you like this video and want to see more, please click on the links provided. If you think this witchcraft thing may be for you, please subscribe. Blessed be.